Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I plan to breathe some life back into this single shot 410 shotgun and make this old FUD gun cool again. Stick around. Before we start, fair warning, this is going to be the dry video in the series, so if you're more interested in actually seeing what I'm doing to it instead of what I'm going to do to it, skip to the next video if it's up by now. So when we take a more detailed close-up look at this shotgun, it becomes immediately obvious that it's not in very good condition. But that's okay. That's actually what I was looking for when I bought it. I got the idea for this project when I lost an auction for a 410 H&R Handygun last fall. After that, I decided I really liked the idea of a short little 410 shotgun, but I didn't want something modern. I wanted something with a little class, and especially something with a built-in ejector. Something that a lot of the modern guns I looked at just didn't have. So I started watching auction sites and bidding on a few guns, and eventually I wound up winning this Iver Johnson Champion. Like I mentioned, it is a little beat up, but that's all the better because it means I'll feel less guilty about butchering it into an NFA item than I would doing so to a pristine model. So, let's take a look at the work that I'll have to put into this shotgun to turn it into the Mad Max handygun of my dreams. First up is something that I actually already fixed before I decided to film a video about this shotgun, and that is the wiggly handguard. Now you can see now, it doesn't wiggle very much at all, but when I first bought this shotgun, it was terrible. It would wiggle all over the place, and to make matters worse, the reason it did is because the holes in the wood for these two screws and these two screws were pretty much completely stripped. And so that meant that, save for the time that the auctioneer showed me where the serial number was in here and demonstrated that the handguard could be removed from the fore end, well, that was the only time that it pretty much came off without an issue. After that, this metal bar would pull away from the wooden handguard every time I tried to take it off the gun. So, I fixed it kind of the right way, but in kind of a hasty manner. So, let me show you exactly what I did. But as I was saying, when you take these screws out, you can see that this metal rod here just falls out, and now you can see where the screw holes were. Well, I learned from a certain gunsmithing YouTube channel that the correct way to fix stripped out wood screw holes is to put wooden dowels in there, re-drill them, and then screw the screw in. Well, I didn't quite use the exact right size dowel or the right type of wood for the job, but I figured nobody's going to see it underneath this metal plate anyway, so what does it matter? I drilled out the old holes, put the new dowels in, threaded the screws back in there, and it works just fine, even if it looks a little bubba when you actually take this metal piece off. I did the same for these two screw holes back here, and now neither one of these two pieces wobbles around very much at all. Like a glove. The second thing that obviously needs fixing is this busted up butt plate. I have no idea what happened to this middle piece here, but somehow somebody took a chunk out of this. But it's okay. I have a replacement butt plate right here that can go right on the... Wait, those screw holes don't measure up perfectly. Well, I suppose I'm going to have to fix that too. The next thing that'll need to be fixed is this wood. You can see there's quite a few gouges in it. Actually, the front handguard's not too bad, but the stock has quite a few gouges, dings, and scrapes, and is cracked right here and right here. So I'm going to have to completely strip the wood, use some wood filler to fill in the gouges, glue up the cracks, refinish the whole thing, restain it, and then the wood will be good to go. The next thing that'll need to get fixed is the ejector. When I open the action of the shotgun, you can see that ejector just slides right out as the action opens. That's not what you want in an ejector, because all that's going to do is basically serve as an extractor and push the shell out a little bit so that you can grab it with your fingers. As an ejector, this piece here should stay pushed all the way underneath the barrel until the action is open all the way, and then it should pop out all at once. This isn't working right now because there's a little hook that catches the end of the ejector back here that's supposed to let go of it once the action opens all the way, but right now the contact surface between that hook and the hook on the ejector lever itself is so little that it doesn't actually hold it until the gun is open all the way, and it just lets it go immediately as soon as you start opening the gun. So to fix that, I've ordered a bunch of parts from Numrich, including a replacement ejector lever, or a replacement ejector rod, and 3 different style ejector levers, because I wasn't sure exactly from the listings which was the style in this gun. So hopefully one of those pieces works, and I'll be able to make this ejector function the way it's supposed to. Once the ejector has been replaced and I've confirmed that it works, I'll move on to rebluing the receiver and the barrel of the gun, because as you can tell, right now they're pretty rough, and you can kind of tell that they were probably blued at some point, but that's pretty much it. The finish is pretty much gone. So once I've completed the bluing process with some cold blue, I will be filing a tax stamp, and once that's approved, I will be chopping the barrel down to about right here. And then, obviously, I'll be missing this bead sight, so I'll have to re-drill and tap for a new bead sight to install right there. And then, after that's done, the very last thing to do will be to not butcher this stock, but fabricate a new bear claw style grip to use for this, so that I can have it in kind of a configuration like a little break action 410 pistol. The reason that I'm not going to butcher the original stock to do that is twofold. One, I kind of like preserving the original furniture that comes with the gun as best I can. And secondly, if I'm going to go through the hassle of turning this into a short-barreled shotgun instead of purchasing any other weapon, I'd like to be able to preserve the ability to use a full-size shoulder stock with it instead of being restricted only to the grip. Alright, that's everything that I'm planning on doing to this little shotgun. So if you want to see part 2, make sure you check for the link in the description. It'll be posted there once part 2 is live, which I'm hoping will be in a couple weeks. Also, if you want to see some videos maybe involving that 3D printer over there, make sure you like and subscribe, because I got some cool stuff in the works that'll be using that in the future too. Alright, see ya. Got some cool ideas for using that in the... Well, that's everything I'm planning on doing to this little guy. That doesn't sound pervy at all. So if you want to see part 2, make sure that you check the link down in the... Alright, see ya. That's creepy as fuck.